I've just read in a theatre review that I am commonly regarded as one of the least likeable Shakespearean tragic heroes. Apart from the fact that I slaughter a whole city of people in the first act of the play. Come on, my fellows, he that retires, I'll take him for a Volsky, and he shall feel mine edge. And the fact that I'm a tiny bit fascist. Thus we debase the nature of our seats, and make the rabble call our cares fears, which we will in time break ope the locks of the Senate, and bring in the crows to peck the eagles. Apart from all that, I'm really quite nice. My mum thinks I'm great.
Go, Coriolanus!
So why don't the critics like me? Wait. Who's that?
Hey there. Howdy.
Who exactly are you?
Prince Hal, from England. I hear you've been having some problems with your theatrical reputation.
Well, yes, I suppose I have.
People don't seem to like you?
No, not really. Apart from Mum.
Go, Coriolanus!
Well, we'll start there.
What?
Your relationship with the women in your life. It's very important with regards to your standing as a sympathetic character.
Oh, okay.
I have a friend over in Scotland. I think he'll be able to show you a thing or two. Hey, Macbeth.
Hey.
I've brought Coriolanus from Rome. I thought you could show him a thing or two about becoming an interesting character, particularly with regards your relationships with women.
Not a problem, I'll just call the wife. Honey?
What?
Spooky. How do you see our relationship?
Well, I mainly see it as my duty to police your masculinity. If it wasn't for me, nothing would actually get done. For example, there was that awkward moment when you thought you might not kill King Duncan after all. What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man.
Yes, that was a bit awkward.
I have to keep him in line.
Your mother also has to keep you in line, but with you it's just like she's telling you off. She's your mum, so there's no sexual tension. Also, she is definitely right and you are definitely wrong, so there aren't any moral dilemmas. It's just not as interesting.
Let thy mother rather feel thy pride than fear thy dangerous stoutness, for I mock at death with as big a heart as thou.
Well, back to Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. The power balance isn't always that simple though, is it?
I'm sorry?
Well, aren't there some pretty complicated things going on regarding gender?
Oh yes, she has to unsex herself. She what? In order to help me kill Duncan, she decides that she has to shed her femininity. Isn't that right, dear?
Yes.
Then there's the bit where you enlist the help of spirits.
Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty.
So it's like you're helping your husband, but you're not really a woman while doing it.
Interesting.
At the very beginning of the play, though, you start out like Virgilia, Coriolanus' wife, contained within the walls of a castle, waiting for your husband to return from war. Unlike Virgilia, however, you're reading a letter from your husband aloud, speaking for him, describing how you're going to encourage him to murder the king.
I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valour of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round.
It sort of goes downhill from there.
There's more to me than my wife, though. I'm interesting in other ways.
I was getting to that. Macbeth is a play that is almost wholly concerned with the concept of evil.
It certainly is.
No one knows if it's Macbeth, or his wife, or even the witches that's the evil mastermind behind the plan.
It's definitely the witches.
All of that angst, that mystery, the confusion. Well, it doesn't really happen with you, does it? Everyone knows you're a fascist because you tell them you are.
I thought honesty was a virtue.
It is, unless you're a fascist.
You just seem to say what you think. I don't. I'm conflicted.
I know someone who could conflict you out of the water.
Who?
Oh God, I'm so conflicted.
Hamlet, hi!
Hello, Hal. Who are your friends?
Macbeth and Coriolanus. I was hoping you could show them a thing or two about being conflicted.
That's only my favourite pastime, Hal.
Hamlet is famous for his inner turmoil. According to director Tony Howard, Hamlet is Western drama's greatest symbol of consciousness and conscience. Hamlet is thought struggling to act. Isn't that right, Hamlet?
I don't like to brag.
I'm really conflicted too, though. I don't see how he's any more conflicted than I am.
If it was up to Hamlet, he wouldn't have murdered Duncan until Act 5.
Oh. Okay.
The ghost of my father even explicitly tells me to, and even then I hang around waiting, my mind in turmoil.
Fair enough. That does sound a bit pathetic, though.
Pathetic? So it's wrong to deliberate before killing people, is it?
Okay, chaps, let's take it down a notch. You yourself have moments where you see yourself as a bit pathetic, Hamlet.
I am pigeon-livered and lack gall. Yes, okay, I admit it.
There we go. Do we all feel like we've learned something?
Yes.
Most certainly.
I think so.
Good. Let's go for a pint.
Hang on a second, Hal. Aren't you from a history play?
I most certainly am. Henry IV Part 1, Henry IV Part 2, and Henry V.
So what gives you the right to assess whether or not we're interesting tragic figures? You're not a tragic figure.
No, but I'm more interesting than any of you.
I'm sorry.
First of all, there's my relationship with Harry Hotspur, my nemesis. We're like two halves of the same coin. I shall make this northern youth exchange his glorious deeds for my indignities.
So wait, you didn't just kill him, you also destroyed his reputation.
Yep.
That's really quite mean.
Oh, wait, you didn't think I was just a nice, jolly, perpetually drunk youth, did you? I'm also a Machiavellian politician, biding my time, waiting to stab everyone in the back so I can climb to the top of the power pyramid. It's what makes me so charismatic.
Not as charismatic as me.
This is Falstaff.
I know where you're all going wrong. You all think too much. What is honour? A word. What is in that word, honour? What is that honour? Air. A trim reckoning. Stop worrying about being men, and just be men. Real men drink. Bottoms up, chaps.
Here's to less thinking.
Less murdering.
And more duplicity.